All right, lately I've been doing a lot of reading and listening to podcasts about ancient history. And because of that, I decided to do a video to react to a video about Cleopatra and how she was able to seduce Mark Antony and all the other people during her time, which is kind of insane. And she lived closer to us than she did to the first pyramids. It's truly incredible ancient civilization and ancient baddies. All right. So with that being said, if you guys want me to review more of her videos, let me know in the comment section down below.
Welcome back to the It Girl Playbook. Today we'll be continuing our fun little series and honestly one of our most popular series, It Girl Lessons from It Girls, where we explore some of our favorite, most iconic It Girls and see what it is that makes everyone so obsessed with them. And by better understanding what makes them so magnetic, we can be inspired to adopt some of their most attractive qualities and values into our own lives so that we can level up as well. In today's little lesson, we'll be learning from the infamous femme fatale Cleopatra herself.
Now, understand something about femme fatale, these seductive women. A lot of the times, they are emotionally distant. And usually the emotional distance comes because of a disconnection with themselves. We can learn from them, but we should never aspire to be them because they're lonely. Case being that Cleopatra, she kind of herself. She killed herself pretty much, right? But the thing is that guys are seduced by the sadness. Guys are natural rescuer, and the sadness that she had, the coldness that she had on top of her beauty, created a friction that sparked attraction in a guy.
And explore the art of seduction. To this day, Cleopatra is still remembered not only as a leader, but a woman who really leverages her femininity, intelligence, and seduction to lead her nation and protect her people. She lives up to her reputation as one of the most iconic femme fatale. Her aura was one of mystery, strength, and allure. As a female leader that was needed to lead her people, she often resorted to the strategic use of seduction. She charmed men and used their power to fight her wars. After being dethroned by
Yeah, she pretty much. Well, the thing is that she went after the weakest men mentally, powerful men. They're very smart in every area of their life, but because you're so rational in every area of your life, your brain needs an area to be irrational. It could be religion, but for the men like these, like Mark Antony and Caesar, it was women. And that's where you should never overestimate a man's rationality, and you should never underestimate a man's stupidity for women. Like, you should never do that. Because the most powerful guy, the most masculine guy, sometimes is the perfect victim. And sometimes the least masculine guy, the guy with the least sex drive, a lot of the times is the last person you want to seduce, as through Cleopatra's method, because you're rational, right? So it's usually younger guys. And I can promise you, if Cleopatra became older, she was gonna go after younger guys because older guys see through her bullshit.
her brother, Cleopatra had the goal to regain her throne. She needed the support of a powerful ally, and she had set her eyes on Julius Caesar. Cleopatra famously had herself rolled up in a carpet and delivered to Caesar's private chambers. This bold move was able to ensure a private interaction with Julius Caesar, bypassing her brother's forces, who would have prevented her from meeting him. She successfully charmed him with her sheer audacity and her intelligence, and was able to make Caesar an ally. And
I can promise you, Caesar, if he was more rational, he would have seen that this woman is very manipulative, right? But because he is a lover of women, he found her attractive. He was smitten by the whole charade, by the whole theater, and completely forgot what was happening. Like it's like a director, right? Directors, when they watch a movie, they don't watch a movie like we watch it. They don't experience the movie, right? They as they're watching the movie, they break down the movie. Oh, that's a good, oh my God, that's incredible the way that he created that effect. As opposed to us, we're like, oh my God, oh, this movie is incredible. Oh, dude, that's crazy, right? You're not analyzing it. That's what happens when somebody's weak for you. They don't analyze what's happening. They just become the observer, right? So you can easily get manipulated and you don't see it because you're just reacting. You're not really looking at what they're doing. They're doing a strategic strategy to get you to become seduced, to get you to forget about common sense. And she was really good at giving you a spectacle that caused you to forget all of your rationality.
With his support, she was able to successfully regain her throne. And although Cleopatra was known to be a siren and a femme fatale and had men literally starting wars for her, she was not necessarily known for her looks. This comes to show that seduction is less about physical beauty. Seduction is more about character than appearance.
I call it aura. She had what you call aura. And she was very selective about the guy she went after. She didn't go after weak guys. And so because of that, most women during her time were more passive. She had a masculine edge. And a man like Caesar, these types of conquerors, they love a woman who resembles a man, right? They love a woman who resembles a little bit of masculinity. And she had a bunch of it. And they were seduced by her masculine, by her. I could promise you, she had like a very strong character, and that is what draws them in, right? She created a projection, a mirror, right? I am your female version of yourself.
In the previous story, it's important to note that Julius Caesar had his option of women, but he was drawn to Cleopatra because she was able to seduce her with her charm and her audacity and her
Intelligence. And most of the other women, they didn't have that type of like upbringing. I could promise you, I don't know if she was raised by her dad. Let's find out. Because she gives me vibes that she was raised by her dad. Did Cleopatra have her dad in her life? Let's find out. Yes, Cleopatra did have a father in her life during her childhood. He was ruling. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Was she the first one? She was born to him an unknown mother. She was when he was alive. However, during her childhood, said he was replaced by Cleopatra's older sister. He later regained power upon the. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yep. Yeah. So she was okay. That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
intelligence. Now, does looking put together help? Is pretty privilege a thing? Absolutely.
I think it's aura privilege. She created an aura. An aura isn't how you look. An aura is a whole look. You know, like it's your whole look. I imagine that this was a Trump hat, right? It gives me a different aura if this was a Trump hat, right? Right? If I was wearing a more like a Buddhist vest, right? It gives me a different aura. I look more peaceful. Trump hat, deport that girl, right? Like it's aura. And I promise you, she found out what is the type of Mark Anthony, for example, what is his fantasy, and she literally dressed like that. For example, me, Sailor Moon. I love Sailor Moon. Oh, I love Sailor Moon. I once dated this girl who did a cosplay, and I was like, oh my God, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. Cosplay, motherfucker. Sailor Moon.
Absolutely. It doesn't help to charm someone if you haven't showered in 2 weeks and you don't take care of yourself. But you don't need to look like a model in order to practice the art of seduction. On the flip side, there are also people who are drop-dead gorgeous who can be miserable
and also plain, right? Because they lack aura. It's all about projection. What do you remind people of? Right? It's like for example, it's like for example, how do you look if you were a conservative woman? You look like a Mormon, right? You dress you wear less makeup, you wear your hair in a bun, and now you have an aura of what? Of the conservative woman, right? And so it could be a liberal white guy from fucking Europe, goes to Mexico and sees Maria, the granddaughter, you know, like from Godfather, and Maria Apolina, she had the aura of the innocent wife to be, right? So it's pretty much what projections do you create? What and it's not the same for every guy. It's cultural. It's based on culture.
Be around. Having a magnetic aura and seduction is beyond looks. It's the way that we carry ourselves and the way that our confidence speaks for us. Before we dive deeper into using seduction to get your way, let's first define it so that we have a better understanding of what seduction actually means. Seduction can easily be mistaken as manipulating someone with a romantic or physical action. However, that is not at all the case.
It's the mind.
Seduction is about influence. It's about persuasion and the ability to attract others into wanting something that is more aligned with your thoughts,
And it doesn't mean truth.
your beliefs, or actions. This is totally different from manipulation because while both seduction and manipulation involves influence, seduction
Intent is the difference, I guess.
about creating a magnetic pull to attract a specific behavior, a thought, a person, or whatever it is that your goal is without coercion and without force. It's the same as a company creating an attractive work environment with attractive compensation and benefits to attract or quote unquote seduce talent into joining the company. Psychologically, seduction taps into the very core of human needs and desires, such as the need for connection, validation, or excitement of the unknown. Seduction is a skill, and skills can.
So it's pretty much tapping into your unmet needs of a child, right? And you find out what were their unmet needs. That's why childhood and the relationship that somebody had with their parents is so crucial to understanding a person, because then you don't give a person what they lacked in their fucking 20s. You give them what they lacked in childhood when they were creepy little kids.
Can be learned. A big part of understanding seduction is understanding human psychology. Cleopatra understood that when she was introducing herself in a male-dominated space of male leaders, male conquerors, kings, and male rulers, she leaned into her femininity to provide a refreshing contrast to a space filled with masculinity and war and sweat. And so,
But she also leaned into her masculine. These men respect the masculine. They'll fuck the feminine, but you have to have some masculinity for them to respect you. It's like a basketball player. We basketball players love women who play basketball. Oh my God. Holy shit. It's called, that's why they call it like every basketball player has a basketball fantasy of being with a woman who also play basketball. Cause it's like a repressed gayness. You know, oh my God, Father Alex is gay. Shut up. Okay.
going back to the previous reference, she really tapped into the human need or human desire for excitement of something unknown or something that was more rare. After Julius Caesar was assassinated, Cleopatra was once again in a vulnerable position, and she looked to align with another powerful figure, Mark Antony. He summoned her to where he was at to discuss her allegiance. And instead of just showing up, Cleopatra made a grand entrance on a golden ship with colorful sails, dressed like the goddess Aphrodite.
Aura. She didn't just go herself. She created aura around her. She surrounded herself. And that aura, it's like you seeing a guy alone at the bar, and then literally that same guy put him in front of a stage of around people clapping. All of a sudden he looks different, right? Aura. She understood that game really, really well. That's how people were able to overlook her flaws.
Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and filled her ship with very fragrant flowers and perfume. She had servants fanning her, adding to the visual and making her out to be this divine figure.
Aura, brothers and sisters, aura. She knew the game, man. She understood the game. That's how you play it, man. That's how you play it.
And from history, we know that the allegiance was successful and again proves how charming and intelligent Cleopatra was, as she made herself and her presence like a vacation for the men that she was seducing.
Yeah, she what Robert Greene calls poeticizing your presence. It's not just you. You create an aura behind you. So you can have positive associations. For example, if I want more aura, I could put religious figures and I could borrow from their aura. Now I look more spiritual, more open, more saintliness, and that builds your trust in me, right? Let's go back inside because my thing is going to I'm gonna lose some aura right now. Okay, so we're back.
And seduce men? Absolutely not. But what I am saying is that you can lean into your femininity and leverage the art of seduction to get what you want. In a day and age where it seems like masculine energy is rewarded through the rise of hustle culture, right? And women are becoming more masculine just to survive, femininity is even more rare. And that.
But again, you remember, she did the feminine with spectacle. She was a big spectator, right? She was dramatic. She was Bronx mode in a good way. She didn't just come to you normal. She came to you surrounded by beauty, surrounded by fucking angels and cherubines and freaking and birds and shit, right? She understood that game. Something that I should learn from.
Also means that it makes it easier for those who do capitalize on it. When I was working on a team, I often dressed and acted more feminine so that I could better play the damsel in distress to attract masculine men that will provide me with solutions and just help me get my work done.
Well, she toxic.
Playing the damsel in distress doesn't mean that you are dumbing yourself down. It's called being smart and acting stupid. You are able to receive help and get the work that you need done without doing the heavy lifting, and men in their masculine energy can be rewarded and feel like they are the hero in your situation. And so it's a win-win situation that you created. That honestly sounds genius to me. And so, like Cleopatra, don't be afraid to leverage your femininity and utilize the art of seduction to get what you want. Thank you so much for tuning into today's.
Yeah. By the way, people, that Sphinx, it's actually a lion, but yeah, I know, right? It's crazy, but they say it's actually a lion. It's not a real man. It was actually a lion, and I guess towards the end of it, they sculpted it into that. So, people, I'm sorry for all my Egyptian friends out there. Y'all did not build the pyramids. I have a sneaky suspicion you guys did not build the pyramids. You guys inherited it, and there was another civilization that did it, and you. You know, because that first pyramid was never the way they did that first pyramid. Hey, man, let me not even go. I mean, piss off half of Egypt, man. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think of this video.
Are you needy and creepy? Do you have a tough time coming across confident when you like the person? A lot of the times you just don't know what to do. You have habits and patterns that whenever somebody triggers you, you completely forget what to do the right thing. Well, guess what? I have a course for that, and it's called The Psychological Game of Attraction, Natural Chemistry, and The Feminine Woman, what I call the fundamentals. All of those courses are meant to eradicate and exercise the needy, creepy parts in you through action. Meaning, you do what the videos say, and without a shadow of a doubt, you actually get the results. You'll notice that men call you back more. Men will want more relationships with you. They're gonna be the ones that are needy and creepy. They're gonna be the ones that want something. They're gonna be the ones that are the aggressors in trying to get a relationship out of you. But the problem is that a lot of people just watch one or two videos and completely forget that there's actually a system. Don't just watch one or two videos. Get the system either by purchasing all of them and get a discount, or purchase them individually. Because a lot of the times, just watching one video in isolation, you actually miss the big picture. You have to understand why it works. You have to understand what to do next. And a lot of times, my videos just can't address that. A lot of people, you'll see by the testimonies right here, a lot of people have done what those videos say, and they've gotten results. Like the other day, I was in Mexico, and they were like, "Hey, Alexis," and I'm like, "Hey, oh my God, your videos are so great." And I'm like, and she was like, "Look at my kid." I'm like, what you talk about your kid? That's not my kid. She's like, no, because of him, because of your videos, he's here. And I'm like, okay, all right, that's a thing. But I get that a lot. And ironically, that woman watches all of my videos, right? So Purchase those courses, man. And if you don't like it, you actually could get a 30-day money-back guarantee, right? Purchase them individually or get a discount and purchase them all by clicking on the description down below. You have the option of purchasing the one with the bonuses that obviously it's more material, where it's like I give you guys meditations. There's also other courses on how to make friends, how to master anything, or you could purchase it without the bundle, which is much more affordable, all right? And with that, you guys are able to support my channel, which will allow me to make more videos, okay? Anyways, see you guys inside, and thank you.